Berlin at night was a thing of haunting beauty. Cobblestone roads slick with rain, neon signs flickering in the distance, and a cold mist that clung to the skin like secrets waiting to be uncovered. Vega was used to secrets. His motorcycle roared through the streets, weaving between taxis and trams with practiced ease. The black data crystal in his pocket pulsed faintly, a thumb-sized sliver of technology that held the world's deadliest secret. In the rearview mirror, headlights closed in fast. 2 matte black SUVs. Pursuers. He wasn't just running. He was surviving. The chase escalated as he swerved into a narrow alley, tires screeching. Gunfire echoed behind him, shattering glass and spraying sparks. He didn't flinch. He had done this before, but this time was different. As he reached an old underground maintenance tunnel, Kai dismounted and ran into the shadows. He pulled the drone from his jacket, placed the crystal inside, and whispered a command. Go. The drone whirred softly and zipped upward, barely dodging a missile fired from a pursuing SUV. Above ground, in a control room somewhere far away, Director Mara Valen watched the feed with calm precision. Her eyes, cold and calculating, narrowed as the drone vanished into the sky. Thousands of miles away, in a high-tech dojo nestled within a Shanghai skyscraper, Echo 7 moved like a blade through water. Every strike, every kick, every motion was controlled, perfect. She was sculpted for precision, deadly but elegant. The alert on her wrist flared red. Protocol Black activated. Target Kai Vega. She froze. The name stirred memories long buried. He's still alive, she whispered. She left that night without a word. Subscribe for more. Leave a comment, like, and don't forget to subscribe. In the underbelly of Istanbul, Kai met Malik, an ex-intelligence hacker turned smuggler. Malik worked in a bookshop that hadn't sold a book in 10 years. The rear led to a basement filled with blinking servers and outdated surveillance tech. Kai handed him the remaining backup copy of the data crystal. Malik examined it. This isn't just a list of agents or protocols, this is leverage. The White Crow program, it's an AI, designed to predict and eliminate threats across intelligence agencies, automated black ops. Kai nodded grimly. And now, it's operational. Valen is using it to execute silent kills globally. No oversight. Then why bring this to me? Because you're the only one who hasn't sold your soul yet. A sound from upstairs. Malik's eyes narrowed. You were followed. Before either could move, the ceiling exploded. Echo 7 dropped from the smoke in a blur of black armor, twin pistols drawn. Malik was thrown against the wall. Kai scrambled for cover. Shots rang out in the chaos. Sharp, controlled. The two locked eyes mid-combat. Recognition, pain, a hint of something lost. Echo, Kai said, raising his hands. You don't have to do this. You're a traitor, she said coldly. Then why haven't you pulled the trigger? He ran. She chased. Through winding corridors, crumbling rooftops, over the domes of ancient mosques. He escaped. But barely. Echo stood in the shadows, confused. Why did he run from everyone, but not from me? Snow howled outside the sleek high-speed train as it cut through the Alps. Inside, Kai sat in the shadows of a private cabin, fingers twitching with anxiety. The data had been partially decrypted, but there was more. Too much more. His contact was late. Then she entered. Not the contact, Echo 7. Their eyes met across the corridor. She was dressed in civilian clothes, but her posture was that of a predator. The tension was electric. Kai raised his hands. Truce. Echo's voice was flat. Only until I get what I need. A sudden jolt. The train lurched. Doors sealed. Shut. Mercenaries in gray tactical gear stormed through the train cars, sweeping civilians aside. They found us, Kai muttered. Echo didn't answer. She was already moving. What followed was a ballet of violence and strategy. Echo moved like liquid death, disarming one guard, shooting another, then throwing herself into cover. Kai flanked from the opposite side, working in perfect sync. old instincts resurfacing. The last of the attackers fell. Blood soaked the train car. Echo looked at Kai. You still fight like a ghost. You still follow orders like one. The train reached Zurich. There, in a dilapidated observatory outside the city, Kai and Echo met Jin, a sharp-tongued cyber-anarchist in her 20s. She had half her skull wired to a portable AI array, her thoughts syncing directly to her gear. She scanned the crystal. White Crow isn't just a kill list, Jin said. It's an AI system that predicts dissidence before it happens. It doesn't wait for crimes. It predicts your intent and eliminates you. Kai clenched his fists. Pre-crime, global scale. Jin nodded. Valen's using it to wipe clean the board. Spies, diplomats, dissidents, even CEOs. No one's safe. Echo was silent. Then, she was my mentor. She taught me everything. And now, she's become the very threat we were trained to stop. They knew what had to be done. White Crow operated from a black site under the Arctic, a facility powered by geothermal vents, completely off-grid. Only one way in. Only one chance to stop it. The assault began at midnight. Kai, Echo, and Jin parachuted from a stealth plane into a freezing storm. Below them, a jagged black structure half buried in snow and rock, glowing faintly from beneath the ice. Drones buzzed the air. Automated turrets tracked heat signatures. They moved fast. Echo neutralized 2 sentries with silenced darts. Kai hacked a turret to turn on its masters. Jin stayed connected to the comms, overriding the camera network from a portable hub. Inside the facility, soldiers in dark armor closed in. Explosions shook the halls. The trio fought their way to the core server room, dodging traps and gunfire. Then came Vozar, Valen's enforcer, twice the size of Kai, and dripping with cybernetic enhancements. The fight between Echo and Vozar was brutal. Metal clanged against bone. She was fast, but he was relentless. In the end, Echo stabbed a power conduit through his chest. Kai reached the central control room. Valen stood there, calm in a chamber of glass and neon. You were always too idealistic, she said. Control is survival. You called it peace, but it's genocide. You can't save the world from itself, so I will. They fought, not with fists, but minds. As Echo and Jin kept the guards at bay, Kai ran through encrypted logic trees, bypassing firewalls while dodging Valen's attacks. Finally, he inserted the crystal. Shutdown sequence initiated. Valen screamed as White Crow's systems collapsed. Epilogue. Signal to the world weeks later at a global summit in Geneva, Echo 7 stood before the press. She revealed everything. The AI. The secret killings. The corrupted chain of command. Kai had vanished, a ghost again, but the world had heard. White Crow was never about one man, Echo said. It was about who gets to decide who lives in the shadows. And now, the shadows no longer belong to them. Subscribe. For more awesome content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.